welcome to today's edition of the afternoon edition. My name is Isa No, as you all know. Is one of the program that we try as much as possible to enlighten our viewers and also those who are definitely do call in to seek for more information. And today on this program, we shall be focusing on the women and girl child education, especially the women empowerment, which has actually been a major call for many Nigerians many Nigerians, be it in diaspora or here in the country. And one of the key issues that we are going to also focus on also today is the issue of the girl child education. And today, our guest is nobody but a renowned broadcaster in person of Aja Fatima Abbas Hassan, who is here in the studio to tell us more about this particular program that is being championed by the Broad Sustainable Economic Empowerment program. She is a member of this particular group, and they've been giving enough support to women and the girl child in the country. The program actually doesn't just focus on the girl child and women in the country, it also has some other specialties within them. But then today, this will be our focus for today. We'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll commence with the program. Stay tuned.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite. This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF.
Welcome back from that mouth break, and joining us now is Ajay Fatima Abbas Hassan, who has been a major voice in the country and also one of the most renowned broadcaster we have in the country. And she is part of this particular program, Broad Sustainable Economic Empowerment Program. Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon edition.
Hello, a very good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, viewer. It's indeed a pleasure to be in the studio.
Your voice is well known in the country and your face is well marked across sub-Saharan Africa due to your impact in the media. And now we are now seeing a major shift. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, like you know, I worked with the media for the last 35 years, and I retired statutorily after 35 years of service. So as a way of giving back to the society, in the course of my career, I've come across a lot of people, a lot of issues, and I felt that now is the time, even though I'm retired, but I'm not tired, to see how I can give back to the society. And this I'm doing through NGO activities. I've joined an NGO that is focused on addressing issues that concern women, with particular emphasis on the girl child and then, of course, empowerment of women.
Your experience within the last 35 years, do you see it as one of the major springboard for you to actually focus on this aspect of life?
That's right. That's right. Like like I said, I've seen so many things. In the course of my career, I was opportune to have visited a lot of states in this country and a lot more outside the country. So I've seen, I've had some experience of how people live, especially at the grassroots level. I've seen women who virtually, they bring up their families without any skills, any economic activity, and they're wallowing in poverty. So these are some of the things that have, really motivated me into saying, look, as a beneficiary of child education, how can I make things better? In what way can I make? I mean, everybody needs to contribute. The government alone cannot take that responsibility. So if you do your own role, I do mine, and the next person does the little, we come together and we'll be able to make a difference. So that's what has really motivated me. And the NGO in question is an NGO that was founded since 1993 by the former wife of the former governor of Bauchi State, Hajia Hadiza Mohamed Abubakar. As the first lady of the state, she was opportune, of course, to go around the local government areas. And like many of us, because she has benefited from girl child education, she's educated, she has been able to contribute her quota to the development of our society. She now said, okay, what do I do to make a difference in the lives of these people? And so she founded this NGO whose focus is on girl child education, women empowerment, and of course the issues of peace. Conflicts, both ethnic conflicts and issues of insecurity are now prevalent in our society. Unless we focus on it, the issues will not be addressed. Okay. So all hands must be on deck to ensure that such challenges are addressed in the society.
You've mentioned two critical words here, the issue of insecurity, and then when we tie it down to that of the girl child education,
that's right.
Has it become better or it is becoming worse?
Oh, the situation is becoming worse, unfortunately. Little progress has been recorded in terms of increasing enrollment in schools. But with the issue of insecurity, especially in the northern part of the country, many parents are now afraid to even let their children go to school. We have seen how students are abducted from their schools. So that has really rolled back the little progress that has been achieved. And unless there's sustained efforts to address these issues, it will continue to decline. Instead of making progress, that we'll be rolling back what we've been able to achieve. And if I may say so, the importance of girl child education cannot be overemphasized. We know what education is, you know what education can do. So we're better off educating majority of the population of this country, who are women, educating them and empowering them, giving them skills so that they'll be able to contribute to the economic growth and development of their country, rather than just leaving them idle and ignorant. So education is key. We must educate them. In fact, that's the only legacy you can leave behind for the younger ones. As a parent, you have a responsibility to educate your child. Whether you are there or are not there, you're rest assured that they will be able to fend for themselves. They will be able to take care of themselves. They will be able to realize their full potentials. As human beings, let me put it generally, everybody has an aspiration. You aspire to be something. You want to, there's something you're good at. You want to contribute. So let's just give them the chance, the opportunity to be able to actualize their full potentials and then contribute their own quota to the growth and development of their country.
If we take a synthesis of the past and you look at the coming of NGO into the country, before now, their major focus had been that, okay, there may be issue of cultural bias towards women, and that could have been their major fight as at then. Now, with the coming of insecurity, how do you tend to manage both? The issue of cultural bias towards women and also insecurity now compounding this situation?
Yes, the issue of cultural and traditional practices which have greatly hindered the progress and success of the girl child have been overcome over time with continued awareness creation and a lot of information being sent out so that people now see the benefit of education their child. Parents are beginning to change their perspective about allowing their children to go to school. And with some programs that the federal government has come up with, I remember the traditional cash transfer. I think it was a program designed by the government which encourages parents. You are given a stipend for allowing your child to go to school so that it supplements whatever revenue the child will bring back to the house, because most people out of poverty, they would rather allow their children to go and work, to go and engage in any economic activity so that they can augment the little resources that the family would have available to educate and even to feed and to take care of the rest of the family. So there are programs that have been designed. Different NGOs have been involved in advocacy, in having training programs, in even giving scholarships to girls so that they can go to school. They are supported to go to school, and that greatly helped in increasing the number of girls that are in school and reducing the number of school dropouts, because some are forced to, at a certain level, drop out of school because of lack of finance to pay for it. So some NGOs took it upon themselves to give out scholarships, stipends that will assist especially the intelligent students so that they can go to school and be able to actualize their full potential. Now, having passed that stage, we're suddenly faced with another challenge, which is that of insecurity. Its own manifestation is different. Not only are the girls who now go to school having traumatized experiences that makes learning even difficult for them. The school environment is no longer conducive. It's no longer safe. They're constantly living in fear that anything can happen. And now the parents too, who have a responsibility to take care of these children, they're constantly thinking and being reminded by the incidences we see on a daily basis of how insecure it is to just let your child go to school.
Most especially the female child.
Much especially, yes. And unfortunately for us, the economic situation as it is makes it even more difficult for families to let their children go to school. They will prefer that they engage in some menial jobs, something, so that they can be bringing back stipends for the family to feed on. So that's the scenario. Like I said, people are doing different things to address the problem. The good thing is that the problem has been identified, is being put on the table, and people are rallying around to see what they can do in their own little space to make a difference.
You've mentioned three now. Let me add it to the book so that we can get clarity in our course of conversation. You've mentioned the issue of cultural and traditional issues, the issue of insecurity, and now even to economic issues. This particular group of yours, the Broad Sustainable Economic Empowerment Program, definitely have national attention. And looking at Nigeria the way it is, we understand that yes, you have your strength base in the north. Looking at Nigeria the way it is, if you move down south, for instance, places like River State and places like Bayelsa State, you still see other factors that can actually come in. For instance, there are some local government that are far from even the attention of government. In this particular case, how do you now deal with that?
You see, as an NGO that just started with just few years coming into existence, we try to prioritize and take issues one at a time. Like I said, the program started in Bauchi State, and now the scope of the program is being broadened so that it can spread to other states of the country, particularly in the north. Now, most of the northern states have peculiar problems, the same kind of challenge. So it makes it easier, even while sourcing for funding, because as an NGO, you don't have readily available funds to be able to execute your programs. for the benefit of the people. So apart from the little contributions, personal contributions we make to ensure that we put forward our programs, we source for funding from international donor agencies. And usually they have a focus. There are particular issues they're interested in, which are maybe prevalent and issues of the moment, like this issue of insecurity. It has displaced a lot of people. A lot of families no longer have houses to call home. They don't have food to eat. They don't even know where some of their family members are. So the issue of peace has resonated. It has now become an issue. How do you make peace? We have a lot of ethnic conflicts within communities now. How do you bridge peace, broker peace, so that people can live peacefully with one another? Because without peace, there will be no development. Nothing can be achieved without peace. And so the NGO is focusing on those areas, and as it is expanding slowly or steadily, it will be able to take on more issues. Like I said, issues are peculiar to different parts of the country. In the East, for instance, the issue of boy-child is an issue, but it's not an issue in the North. It's that of the girl child. So in order for us to stay focused and be able to make an impact, we take issues one at a time. Issues that are germane, that are topical, that and they're universal, so that we'll be able to access funding to address some of these issues. And as time goes on, like I said, we're planning to expand to be able to cover the whole country. We're planning to open offices in states of the Federation. And so those state chapters will now be able to focus specifically on issues that are peculiar to their immediate environment.
One key aspect of this particular issue of empowerment, most especially in northern Nigeria, has always been an issue of, most of the times you see the issue of culture clashing with religion, and also you see the issue of insecurity also clashing in all this. And one key factor that we've actually been able to iron out is this particular thing called insecurity, and which has actually dampened the situation already before even, which has actually dampened the situation already after the issue of culture. When you look at the North critically, beyond the issue of even taking the girl child to school, there are critical aspects of their life that sometimes get Nigerians to actually question. One key aspect you've actually mentioned before now is the issue of out-of-school children, which is very, very key. But one other aspect that has actually been there over time is
Child marriage.
the child marriage, which has been a major issue. Just recently on Facebook, it actually trended, and people are actually calling that should there be a law in place to actually ascertain, Islamically you can marry up to 4 wives, which is allowed. But should there be a law that can actually ascertain the status of the man before they even go into marriage? Do you think this will actually help the situation in the North? Because some people feel that, okay, with the economic situation, things are difficult. Why adding more wives, giving birth to more children, and at the end of the day,
You can't take care of them.
in society?
Yes, I think the issue of child marriage is an age-long issue. It has some religious connotation, but even at that, when you marry a girl that is 13 or 12, it is expected that you be patient enough to allow her mature, know the difference between left and right before you
delve into it.
Exactly. But because our men are not that patient, they are not that patient, and times are changing. A lot has been said in terms of creating awareness and bringing out the dangers of child marriage. We know cases of VVF, which became very prevalent, and we're now having a reduction in the number of cases we're having because of the increased awareness and the need for men to be patient to allow those girls to mature. Now, one of the reasons why parents would want their daughter to get married is because of the issues in the society that make it difficult for the girl child to go to school, finish her schooling peacefully, and then get to the age of marriage before she gets married. We know that the federal government has come up with the Child Rights Act. Under the Child Rights Act, a child should get married after 18 years. That's a reasonable age. That's a reasonable age. An age that is expected she has matured and she's strong enough to take on responsibility and even have children.
But you think the federal government, do you think they are actually enforcing it?
Well, many states have not adopted it, unfortunately. There are states who have, and they're implementing it. There are parents who have, over time, realized the need to be patient and to wait for their children to mature before they get them married. Many of these marriages have ended up in disasters. We have a lot of unmarried women, for instance, in Kano. Because of this early marriage, you married at an age you don't even know who your husband is. You don't know whether he's a good person or not. You're just bundled and taken to his house, and before you know it, he comes out in his true colors, and the marriage is. So you have young widows around, divorcees whose lives have been ruined.
And this has actually compounded the situation.
The situation, exactly. They have not gone to school. They don't have any skills, or to fend for years, to fend for themselves, to engage in any economic activity, so that they can contribute their own quota, and so that they can take care of themselves and take care of their children. Most of this, you see, by the time you marry at 13, 14, by 15, she already has a child or 2 children, and then she's divorced. The responsibility of taking care of the children.
Could that be one of the major reasons why we have most of these children outside seeking for penny from people?
Well, there are so many factors responsible for those children you see out of the streets. There are those who are dropouts from schools. There are those who are students of Islamic Quranic schools. Now, these children are taken and given to the Mala, who is supposed to take care of them, who is supposed to take care of all their needs. But because of the economic situation, or because the Malam doesn't have the capacity to take care of the number of children he has taken on, some are taken as far as Maiduguri just to go for scholarly trips.
This is basically for the male child.
For the male child. And then you are asked to go and beg so that you fend for yourself and even fend for the Malam, because you bring returns to the Malam. So there are so many factors responsible for the out of these children you see on the street. So unless these issues are prioritized, they're identified, and then solutions found to them, we continue to have.
What do you think? I understand you will have, let me say, you have your mandate, what you actually want to achieve.
Yes, we have.
And when you look at this broad problem, how do you feel when you discover that you are trying to solve one, but another one is beeping?
Well, like they say, no one can do it all, but everybody has a role to play. So if you take this bit of it, I take the other bit of it, hopefully we'll be able to get there.
You mentioned earlier, sorry, let me just interject. You mentioned earlier the importance of actually empowering women, because I see this as one of the solutions, probably. If our women are empowered by organizations like yours, and most especially the younger, maybe between the age of 12 down to 15, 18 are actually empowered, do you see them replicating the empowerment in the society?
Oh yes, definitely. If you empower women, you have empowered the whole society. Now, women, by virtue of their position in the family, they're the ones who take care of the family, they take care of the children, they take care of the husband, and they take care of everybody. And if there's poverty in any given community, women suffer most, because they will sacrifice what they have for the benefit of their family. So that's why it's key to empower, educate, and empower the woman. If you do that, then you would have taken the problem, you would have solved the problem by half, or even more than half. She'll be able to take care of herself, she'll be able to take care of her family, and that includes her husband, her children, and then we will not be seeing them out in the streets. Be well catered for. They will be well catered for. And as a woman, like I said earlier, a woman is a human being. She has her desires, she has her aspirations, she has her what she's good at, what she's not good at. And unfortunately for us, our population, women are more. So we'll have a lot to gain if we put our women to be productive. If we put them in a position that they will be able to make their own contributions. If we educate them, we give them a chance to engage in whatever activity they want to. She must not go to the office.
Let me quickly come in with this before I lost this thought. The governors,
Yes.
the politicians, the members of House of Reps, the State House of Assembly, the local government chairman, the councillors, these are leaders within our society. And you still, sometimes you start questioning yourself. Are they actually focusing on this particular aspect, and how detrimental this will be if it continues in the nearest future? Have you actually seen them doing something more pragmatic?
Well, some of them
If
are
you
doing.
understand the statistics.
Yes, some are doing, some are doing in their own little way, and that's why the role of first ladies is critical. Not only state first ladies we have at the local government, the wife of any leader has a responsibility, not only to guide her husband, but to also be able to come up with something that would be of assistance, that will help. That's why sometimes, if you look at the role first ladies play, they come up with programs, policies, and programs that will be beneficial to women and children, particularly, because they are the vulnerable in the society. And then, of course, the disabled. They are the vulnerable in the society that nobody is looking at their own situation, their own predicament. And these are the future of this country. Unless we invest, unless we come up with deliberate policies and programs that would improve their health and well-being, we'll be jeopardizing the future of our country.
How many programs has the organization been able to put up and call people to actually attend to benefit from it? So far, maybe this year or within the last 1 year or two.
Wow, okay, maybe I should tell you of we have done a lot. It will be difficult for me to record
I'm
all
not
of them.
expecting any.
Yes,
any
but we have every year we have a calendar of activities. We draw up programs and policies that will be executed during the month. Some will align with international days. There are international days that mean a lot to us. We have International Women's Day, which comes up in March. It's a day where we celebrate the woman and we look at what we've been able to achieve so far in terms of improving and the welfare and well-being of the woman. And then we come up with a program that will be beneficial. So last year we had a seminar at the Army Resource Center. We brought up different NGOs were trained, and we looked at we had a topic which we looked at. There were so many contributions. We came up with a communique, and in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, we're trying to see how we can implement some of these recommendations for the betterment of women. We have the International Day of the Girl Child. We celebrated it in Jiwa Chiefdom. We're able to bring a lot of girls together. They were, informed on the importance of education, and they were taught about sanitation, how to keep themselves clean, and then we will later give them little gifts that will assist them, in carrying out their lives as women. There are certain things that are peculiar to women and girls. Yes, and in a short while from now, we're preparing to have, there's what we call We Care Day. We Care Day is a day we set aside during the year where we bring together the vulnerable groups, women. We empower them, we train them skills, and then we empower, we give them something to start up businesses of their own so that they can take care of themselves and take care of their family. We're already in the process of organizing this year's We Care Day. We're hoping we will bring women from all the local government areas in the FCT. We train them on some of these skills, and then we empower them, give them something as startup packs so that they can set up businesses of their own, and they will be able to improve their life and that of their families.
That's a very good one. I'm rolling out your banner for what the year will definitely look like. It's very, very important. And I'm very, very happy to have you here in the studio today. It's been long. We've actually had so many vocal women, especially from the north, and we are very, very
No, we have them. We have a lot of them.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We are now seeing more of them.
It's part of
And-
what
and
we
that
have to
is
be
the more
working
reason
on.
why, yeah.
Yes, we have to advocate for women. We have women who are qualified, who are competent. We have women whom we can train to take up responsibility, even in governance, both public and elective
sector.
positions. Yes, we have them. All we're asking for is to be given the chance, the opportunity to be supported and encouraged. There are some laws that make it difficult for women to participate as a politician.
And definitely,
we
all
have
those,
to break them.
all those
Yes.
will be sorted out. And I believe the 10th House of Assembly, State House of Reps, and the National Assembly, that's the Senate, will be able to do more in that particular respect. I'm so much, very, very happy to have you on this
The
special
NGOs, if they can work together,
they will
work together, everybody contributes the little that he can, we will surely make a difference.
I hope to hear your voice beyond the NGO. I want to see at the national level once more. Fatima Abbas Hassan, a delight actually listening to every time on NTA, and a well-known broadcaster and a renowned person within the media sector. Thank you so much for being part of us today.
Thank you very much. It's
This is
a
how far
pleasure.
we can go today on the afternoon edition, discussing the women empowerment being championed by the Broad Sustainable Economic Empowerment Program, an NGO, an initiative of the former wife of the governor of Bauchi State. A very good one for our society. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Isa No. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.